So I'm here to introduce Sacred Earth Essences, and to tell a little bit about their backstory and how they came into being. About nearly 5 years ago, I was told that I would be making flower essences. And it's one of those things, that has been a thread throughout my life. When I go back and I see, Bach flower remedies was really my introduction to the sort of spiritual and healing worlds. And so that's been a constant thread. So the information I was given then by my team was I needed to wait for one more guide, and then I would be ready. So, and then he arrived, and I've had lots of confirmation around this at the time. And he arrived, and he was very, very earthy. He's sort of stone and mountain and crystal. And of course, what I realized is that I had 4 guides to support me in making these essences, and they each represented one of the elements. So that's fire, earth, water, air. So the first essences that I made are what I now call my simples, because they were the first ones that followed, I suppose, the more traditional method of encoding, these frequencies. People make all sorts of essences, right? And they're dandelion. So dandelion is, as it sounds, it's about for assertiveness. He comes from the solar plexus. He helps you to bring your gifts out into the world. Daisy, it's about innocence, that return to purity, that return to our origins, not naivety, right? And then Welsh poppy, and Welsh poppy is about joy, so much more sort of the sacral chakra, that sort of creative energy. And after that, things started to become more complex and layered, and I'm like, okay, I just need to follow what I'm being shown. And as a shamanic practitioner, as a shamanic medicine woman, I do a lot of visionary work. So I go on medicine walks, vision quests. I call in visions. And what you get is a lot of symbolic and subjective information unfolding to bring you your answer. And this is what started to happen with the essences. I would be called to make an essence, and from the time I was called to the time of completion, a whole story would unfold, telling me about what that essence was bringing through. And a few days ago, which is why I've been prompted to do this video, I was told that these essences are a gift from the elemental world to humanity at this time, which feels really big, right? To be responsible for. And, I was told a few months ago that I really needed to do whatever it takes to get them out into the world, to get them online, to get them out. And these are sort of co-creational essences. I work with the elemental kingdoms. I work with whatever plant material that calls to me. So that can be a flower, it can be a tree, it can be a mushroom, it could be a body of water, it could be a rock. So it's not always a plant. And they never work alone. They always work in unison with whatever. So, nettle flower remedy worked with sycamore, and then there was this whole other story that was unfolding around them. So they are never in isolation. They are stories. They are potencies. They are potent moments in time, a co-creational story in a bottle. I mean, my guides, sometimes they can be really funny. Sometimes they're like, yeah, it's like a pop-up shaman in a bottle, right? So, and that is really what they are. They are then to be brought to you to take, to then work with that co-creational story to help unravel and reweave your story out into the world, where you align with the story of that particular potency, that particular essence. And so they're not as simple to say, here's an essence, take it, because there's a story which is an essential part of that. There's also a meditation, which again, it layers up. And then I also bring in journaling exercises so that you can really deepen. This is a responsibility, right? It's something that I am responsible for bringing out into the world. So there's a month journey that you take with one of these essences. Or another option is 3. So they come in 30 ml sizes or 3 10 ml sizes. 1 ml a day is enough for your to take 3 times a day, so it's however many drops. And so you have a month journey with this essence. And so there's a whole package. So it's taking time to bring all of this together in a cohesive way when kind of I'm receiving all this information all the time, and it's like to bring that together. So I'm really blessed to be working with Raphael, who really helps me to keep the vision and to keep focused and to keep bringing the clarity and the simplicity, because I have my human has a tendency to really complicate things. Okay, I love the complexities and the layers of these essences, but they would just be overwhelming if I presented them to you how I would like to. Okay, so they are there. I think I've said I've got 25. So as a kind of interim process, I'll be offering consultations, which will be on my website, which is going to be launched really soon. It's just the first phase, okay, just so that these are accessible, because I'm being asked or told, I'm being told these need to be out in the world now, right? So the consultation will be something like 45 minutes of my time. It will include a bottle of essence and journaling exercises. So that's one offer. Postage and packing sort of beyond the UK is going to be extra. I have certain postal criteria that I need to work with before I can say post to America. But that, there's all this things that I need to work out for that, but it is in progress. Okay, I am sort of sorting through that. The other thing is, because I need to record these stories and meditations, I'll be offering those as I record them. I will offer a schedule of recordings that I will be offering for people to come. So if you're interested in simply receiving that story and the meditation and that transmission of the essence through that way, that will also be available. I'm going to wait until I complete my website and get that first part launched before I set any dates. But that will be part of bringing this out into the world. So I think I'm going to share a little bit just of a story I shared on my Facebook blog, about a little bit about lion's mane. I've also shared before about bluebell on my page. One of my favorite stories is from November's Rose. So it was about this time last year, right? Well, it's December now, right? December the 3rd, 2022. But I'd been seeing the roses all around, and I'd wanted to make a rose essence, but I have to wait till I'm called. And I kept getting this November's Rose, November's Rose. And I'm like, okay, roses in November. I live in the north of Scotland, the far north of Scotland. Okay. And then I was guided to go to Orkney, and that's even further north. And I'm like, and I'm supposed to be making an essence, but I brought all of my essence making equipment with me. And I got to the place where I was staying, and it was surrounded with roses, all in bloom. And I'm just, okay. And that's all I'm going to share about that story. But this is the things that happen, the magic that happens when I'm making an essence. Okay. Thank you for listening. And if you have any more questions, please get in touch. I'll put some information in where I post this. All right. Take care. Lots of love from my heart to yours.